What a game. Game one is over between the Lakers and the Nuggets for the first round of the playoffs. If you did not watch the game, we have a final score for you of 114-103 Denver. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. There were a lot of things that went wrong for them, a lot of things that went right for them, but I think all in all, to get game one at home with home court advantage in your favor for game two is huge for these Denver Nuggets. But let's jump into it. I'm not just going to make this a biased, I am a fan of Denver show. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. And the nitty gritty of it all is quarter one was dominated by the Los Angeles Lakers, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. And to be completely honest with you, if Anthony Davis played the way he played tonight every single game, even from an effort perspective, I don't expect this man to have 32, 14, and 5 every game. I don't expect that. But the effort that he started the game with was an Anthony Davis to me that could be considered an all-time great in his respective position. But what we get from Anthony Davis is inconsistency. And we don't always get the best effort from Anthony Davis, which means he's an all-time good. He's an all-time great when he wants to be. This man could go down as an all-time great if we saw this type of consistent effort from him across the board. And no, I'm not neglecting to remember the fact that he has dealt with injuries in his career. Of course, they all have. I get it. And he has had some bad luck with injuries. But the effort that he showed tonight is an Anthony Davis that Lakers fans can get behind. But will we see that same effort in game two? I'm not sure. One thing I do hope that we do not see in game two is a slow start from the Denver Nuggets like we did tonight. Quarter one, like I said, dominated by the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James, an offensive weapon for the Lakers at 39 years old. Honestly, Lakers fans, quit flexing his age because you don't want to flex his age when he's losing. You use that as a crutch, as an excuse to excuse the loss. But when he's winning, when he's dominating, it's like, wow, he's a 39-year-old baller. No, plain and simple, he's just a baller, period. He's most people's respective GOAT, period. We leave it at that. LeBron James, dominating. Anthony Davis, dominating. But what kind of success, longevity-wise, if you take this to a 7-game series, if you take the Lakers throughout the playoffs, if they continue to move through the West, LeBron and Anthony Davis are not enough. They're just not enough. So to me, yes, dominant performance by both of them. But as they get tired legs, this is the freshest legs that, this is way fresher legs that the Denver Nuggets are seeing the Lakers with right now compared to last season. I do not foresee LeBron and Anthony Davis being enough going head-to-head with a very well-balanced, well-rounded, and fundamentally sound Denver Nuggets team. So let's start there. Also, I don't foresee MPJ having such a slow start with his threes. All season long, we've seen those three lands. He took a lot of early threes in this game that did not land. They did not fall, which is a little defeating. I think that was part of the problem in quarter one, is that the Nuggets just kept shooting the three ball, which again, I talked about this earlier in the week, that the Lakers were living and dying by the three against the Pelicans. So it makes sense to make that your game plan. The Lakers also made it very clear that Nikola Jokic was their defensive priority. I talked about Rui Hachimura giving Nikola Jokic the hardest time last season, and that's who they put on Nikola Jokic, was Rui Hachimura to start this game. So defensively, Jokic was a priority. Did it matter? Not really. It's Nikola Jokic. But the perimeter was wide open, and a lot of those threes that you would normally see the Nuggets hitting early in the game, they were not, and they kept taking them. So living and dying by the three can be a really great thing if those threes are landing. We saw KCP getting hot at the end of the game. We saw some start to land for MPJ, Jamal Murray. Really great moments when it came to the tail end of the game, which became huge for them. But in the first quarter, the Lakers were dominant. They came out strong. The Nuggets were not offensively, felt like they didn't have their rhythm just yet. So I'm hoping game two that the Nuggets can come out a little bit more regrouped in quarter one. Now, quarter two was a big quarter for the Denver Nuggets because they were able to regroup and get a little bit of momentum to enter the second half only down by 3, which is huge because, like I said, the Lakers had momentum from the jump, it felt like. So quarter two was big. They closed that deficit a little bit, only down by 3 at half. Now, quarter three is the most important quarter and the reason that the Denver Nuggets won this game. You had Nikola Jokic scoring or assisting on 19 points in the third quarter. Huge impact by Jokic. Those Jokic minutes were crucial. You also had a Denver defense that clearly made some adjustments, had some conversations at halftime because they came out in the second half and held a team that had all the momentum in the first half to only 18 points in quarter three. Quarter three was the game changer for the Denver Nuggets. God bless America. Because normally I am shaking in my boots during the second half as a Nuggets fan. I would rather them be better closers than starters in this series. Why? Because the Nuggets or the Lakers are very good at closing. I believe their record is 24-9 when there is a 5-point difference with 5 minutes left in the game. They know how to close out games. So the fact that the Nuggets were able to prioritize the second half, make adjustments at halftime to come out and regain momentum at home to ultimately get a win is huge. God bless America. Like I said, if you're a Nuggets fan, you know we have dealt with this Nuggets team struggling to close out games or losing a lead in the third or fourth quarter, and it is very tough to watch. So very, very thankful to see them turn things around. I want to talk about something very, very important here. This series, this game, looked a lot like last year's series. Highly competitive, back and forth. But the Nuggets came out on top. The Nuggets ultimately were the better team when it came to finding a way to win at the end of the game. What I also want to draw your attention towards is that you had a Jamal Murray. I'm gonna give you an exact number here. 9 for 24 from the field. Still had 22 points, but 9 for 24 from the field. And the Nuggets only shot 5 free throws. Now, I will never be a Nuggets fan that blames a ref for a win or a loss. I won't. There's 4 quarters in a basketball game. You got to play hard. And they did not play hard in the first quarter. So had the Nuggets lost, I would not be sitting here talking about the refs. But I will say, 5 free throws. To only have 5 free throws made, your best offensive player in Jamal Murray only having 22 points, going 9 for 24 from the field, and you still win by double digits. MPJ's threes were not falling early, and you still win by double digits. As a Nuggets fan, I love the spot that we're in right now. Obviously, it is early, so I am not going to start chanting, "Who's your daddy?" Although Ballerina took care of that for me. I'm not going to get into that. What I will get into is this. That was a very, very convincing win from the perspective of mentality by the Denver Nuggets. They have a championship mentality right now. Coach Malone said it before the game. There are 15 teams that want what we have. The edge that the Denver Nuggets have is they've done it. They're coming off of a year where they did it. They know how to handle competitive games. They know how to regroup at halftime, and we saw that tonight on full display. We saw MPJ with mental toughness despite everything he's going through. We saw his threes not landing, and he figured it out anyway. We saw some pretty great moments from DeAndre Jordan in the non-Jokic minutes. He wasn't perfect, but he had some moments where he was helping get the momentum back for the Nuggets or maintain it, which is all I ask. A lot of great moments from this Nuggets team. We saw a little bit more aggression from AG. He was somebody I was worried about going into this series because he plays a very aggressive and physical game, and I think his body's banged up. But he played aggressive. He found his rhythm. I wish he'd stopped shooting the damn 3-ball, but he found his rhythm. He found some aggression. So all in all, to me, what I take away from this game is the Nuggets cannot let the Lakers come out hot like that again. They just can't, especially when the Lakers have home court advantage. You just don't want to put yourself in that position. We didn't need to be in that position. Yet we were in that position. We don't need it. So don't let them come out hot like that. The Lakers still don't have an answer for Nikola Jokic. Rui tried his best, but there is still no answer for Nikola Jokic. I don't think any team has an answer for him. I hope we get more free points at the free throw line in the upcoming games. I hope we get Jamal Murray with a better field goal percentage. I hope we find a little bit of an answer for Anthony Davis. Again, that could just be Anthony Davis. What we've seen from him many times is just inconsistent effort. So he may take care of that problem on his own. But whatever defensive adjustments the Nuggets talked about at halftime and then carried over into the second half need to be how they start game 2. Because home court, the Nuggets defend very, very well. But when they go to Los Angeles, it may be a different story. So as a Nuggets fan, I'm feeling pretty stinking good about where this Nuggets team is sitting to start this series. Again, very early. It's game one. It's game one. So you will not hear me chanting "Who's your daddy" until this thing is over, and hopefully the Nuggets have won to advance. So, AD, LeBron, here are your flowers. Congratulations, you dominated. However, you are not enough. D'Lo cannot go 6 for 20 from the field. Very quiet performance from a guy who may have won it for him against the Pelicans in the play-in. So the inconsistencies of the Lakers team, the fact that there is so much pressure and reliance on two guys on that roster to get the job done is just not going to suffice against a team like the Denver Nuggets, who are fundamentally sound. They are a good basketball team. I don't care how you feel about watching them play. I don't care if they don't give you goosebumps, or you wish Nikola Jokic had social media and was a little bit more involved in the media, and you wish that they were flopping and being dramatic all over the floor. End of discussion. Here's what it is. They are good at basketball. If you want drama, go watch E! Go watch E! News for drama. This is about good basketball, and the Denver Nuggets are playing it and have been playing it. I still continue to see people say, "Oh, if the Nuggets make the finals, I'm not watching." We don't care. We don't care. To be completely honest, we don't care. They are playing good, fundamentally sound basketball, and any true basketball fan should love watching this Nuggets team. They are electric. They will find a way. They showed to me why they are champions. Not because of their physical performance, but their mental one. The momentum was not in their favor in the first half. They found a way. It's all you can ask for as a Denver Nuggets fan, is that they found a way. 5 points from the free throw line. Your best offensive player goes 9 for 24 from the field. MPJ's threes are not falling like they normally do. And you win by double digits. Hang on to that, Nuggets. Hang on to that. It's going to be a long ride to the championship if that's where you're planning on going. But hang on to that, because that to me shows the level of basketball that this Nuggets team is capable of playing. So, shout out Denver Nuggets. Game 1 belongs to the Nuggets, 114-103. A hard-fought game that is resembling very, very much the series from last season. Could we get a sweep? Maybe. But these games are competitive. They are. Ultimately, the Lakers just can't close out the games. We saw that last season. We saw that today. So, go Nuggets, forever and always. And we'll be back for some pre- and post-game, Game 2. The Nuggets will still be at home, hopefully defending home court extremely well as they did last season and the majority of the regular season. But we will be back again for some pre- and post-game reactions for the Denver Nuggets. I'm giving flowers to the Lakers for a hard-fought game. I'm giving mega flowers to Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And AD, if you're listening, which I know you're not, you play like this all the time, you're an all-time great. But as of now, you're an all-time good when you want to be. Just saying. Okay, that's all from me. Let's go Nuggets.